I'm on power, baby. I'm on power, baby. Testify. I'm on power, baby. No low power, baby. Only more power, baby. As Boone and Stroke Out to me. Are you more power, baby! Yeah! Do it, baby! More power, baby! Everybody!
Alright, I've been wanting to do this for a while about what portable power I actually take with me on trips. When you boondock, it's really important. This particular trip that we're on, not so important because we actually got plug-in power. So you're probably wondering what I bring with me. Well, let me quickly flip the camera around and show you. So I have quite the arsenal. This is a very small, actually I keep in my backpack with me. It's actually a wireless charger. And it has multiple inputs. We'll show that in a little bit. Another very small one. This one will definitely hold a lot more charge my cell phone probably about 4 times. This, believe it or not, is a light, but also it doubles as anything USB you can plug in there and use the battery and charge it as well. I actually picked that up at Walmart, quite the deal. This actually is a battery on this pack right here, and it has an array of solar panels. We're going to talk about more about this in a little bit. This is really handy. I really like this. Goal Zero is a brand I really love. I've used for a couple years now. This is kind of an entry level. This is a 150. Their Yeti 150, kind of on the smaller side. When I purchased this, I actually got it used and had to replace the battery. But once when I replaced the battery inside, it works great. Picked it up really cheap because it really wasn't working. This is more of a newer. I just recently got this. Let's see, let's turn it on. It lights up, it tells me it's got full battery power. Again, it has multiple USB plus a Type-C and 2 AC outputs, and it also has an input for solar, and I do have the solar panels also that connect to that, and that is really handy for charging. And that is a lithium battery. And then the Yeti 400. Let me zoom out a little more. There we go. Let's see here. It's charged at 100%. And let's see here. I'm not sure what. Oh, how many volts? That's 12.3 volts. It's nice on the readout because it actually gives you a lot more information on the readout. And it has a handy dandy light, but that actually is not necessary right now. And you can change units. Let's see, output. Yeah. It also has solar input, 12 volt as well. Oh, and 2 power ports as well, too. Now let me go back to a couple of these. Obviously, these are just very small and portable. This will get you through in a pinch. These 3 are just a pinch thing. And I pack, like I say, this with me on a regular basis and throw these in on the FJ. And this is just a light that I have anyway. But this is handy because when you go camping, it'll actually charge itself. Let's see what it's saying right now on the side. Yep, it's showing that it's charging right now, even though we don't have full sunlight or overcast, but it's actually getting a charge. Now, they have battery packs. I'm not actually even sure how many. Does it say how many? No, it doesn't. But it'll probably charge your phone 3 or 4 times, your tablet a couple times, and then you can also charge your cameras, anything like that. However, there are some companies that sell a battery pack that has 1 solar panel on the back side. So it's basically missing these array, and it takes forever to charge. I have one of those. I don't even carry it with me anymore. It sat in the sun so much the plastic started breaking just to try to charge it. So if you're going to get one of these, get one with a removable array, because this does snap off. If you look back here, you can actually pull this array off. It unclicks, and very handy. It does even have a light on the back, so you can use this as a small light as well. So in hiking, camping, very handy. But again, don't get the ones that have just a battery with a solar panel on the back. You'll take months to charge. Actually, it took about 2 weeks in direct sunlight for me when it was a complete dead, and I tested that. This is really handy if you're on the go, you're picnicking, or even just a weekend trip. If you're just charging your phone, this will definitely keep your phone charged if you're boondocking over a weekend. This is what I run really the whole teardrop off of. This is a 550 watt. Does quite well for the weekends. It runs all weekend long. You can run the TV, the little TV I have, I think probably about 10 to 12 hours. It shouldn't be rated that long, but the last time I used it, we watched 2 movies, which was 4 hours, and it still was at 100%. Probably both the most reliable is the Goal Zero. This is lithium also. The only acid battery I have is in the 150. The huge difference between lithium and the acid, this weighs almost the same as this. Lithium is so much lighter than acid. That one's actually a little more heavier. I guess maybe because of the components. Yeah, it's got a little bit more heft. This is pretty light. This packs a little more punch though. The only disadvantage about the Rock Pals is that it doesn't hold a consistent DC output. So if you're powering a fridge or something that requires above 12 volts DC, this, when it gets low, will start dropping. The Goal Zero will actually continue until it shuts off, and that's based on the output, how it's built. So anyway, if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. I would recommend almost any one of these products. This one came from Anchor. I don't know. This one's just kind of a weird, cheesy one. Let's see, what brand was this? Again, I don't know. This is just a Chinese, but the biggest thing I like about it is that it's wireless. You can actually drop your phone on it and just charge it like that. Another advantage that it has, it does also have an LCD readout. Let's see here. There it is. There's the button. I don't know if you can see it in this light. I don't know if I can see it in this light. No, oh, there it is, 87. I can barely see it. 87. The handy thing about it, it has every port that you possibly would need on this little portable thing. We have Type-C, micro, and standard USB, and 2 different wires to adapt to it. So, very, very handy. That's why I keep this one on the go, because it can charge anything on the go. Standard ones usually only have, well, this one has a light and 2 USB ports, and one is a 2 amp and the other one's a 1 amp. So a little faster charging in your 2 amp. Anyway, well, that's my arsenal of batteries that I take with me when I'm boondocking. I know we're not boondocking this time, but I knew I was going to talk about these batteries and what you might need. There are other models that I'll talk about later in this video also that are a little bit larger, that if you're going to run a refrigerator for a while, or even a microwave, you're definitely going to need bigger units than any of them that are here. I never run those kind of units. The most that I run is probably a TV, and every once in a while electric heater if it's needed. So, all right, thanks for watching. All right, well, made it back all in one piece, safe and sound. Well, actually 2 pieces, because I took the teardrop off, so I guess you can say made it back in 2 pieces. Anyway, there was one thing I didn't put in my battery view as I was unloading the vehicle. Let me flip the camera around. So there's one other battery that I take, which I've been playing with. This is a 150 watt power inverter by Ego. I actually use these batteries for like my lawnmower, a chainsaw, And I take them camping with me when I use a chainsaw, and I have like a leaf blower. I have other different power equipment, and so when they came out with this, it was a wonderful selection for being able to invert power. However, it does have some weird quirks. One, it isn't very strong really. However, if you're trying to charge a cell phone or run a little string of lights or charge your camera or your laptop, perfect for that. However, if you try to use anything that draws power or even uses an electrical motor, it has a weird sign on the power signature, very square instead of a round. So fan noises, like if you're using a fan, it buzzes quite weird. I haven't tested it in the USB though, because I have a USB fan. I should try that and see if it does the same thing. Anyway, however, for convenience, I have a few of these, and for charging electronics, it's awesome. And this tank goes forever. I think this is the 7.5. Let's see here. Lithium, 56 volt. Let's see, where do they say it? It is, yep, the 7.5 version. This one here is a 2.5, I believe. 2.5. And I do have a couple of these, and I have a 5 as well. So, good selection. I actually even use it on my one wheel that I ride. Anyway, all right. Like I said, we had a great camp. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And if you have any questions on power, I'll try to answer them. But like I said, the more power, the better. So more power, baby. More power.
Power, baby. I'm a power, baby. Testify. I'm on power.